Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be doing a manga and graphic novel haul, and I decided that I'm going to start doing these separate from my normal book hauls. Instead of having all the graphic novels and mangas that I got and putting them into my normal book hauls, I'm going to do a separate video like this one. Because I've been getting a lot of graphic novels and mangas lately, and I just feel like they need their own video to showcase them. So yes, I'm going to be separating them from my normal book hauls. So I've got quite a few to show you today, so without further ado, let's get started! The first graphic novel I picked up is The Wrenchies by Farrell Dalrymple. I think that's how you pronounce it. I originally saw this graphic novel in Barnes & Noble and I just had to have it because I loved the art style and the overall color tone used for this graphic novel. And this story is a little bit confusing to explain, but basically there's this world full of creatures called Shadowmen, and they just go around this world killing people, and there's this group called The Wrenchies. And they go against the Shadowmen and fight them. Then we have this other storyline about this boy who is reading a comic book about the Wrenchies. And somehow he falls into the story, and that's all I really know about this graphic novel. I'm really looking forward to getting into it. I think it's going to be an action-packed, and from what I've seen, very gruesome graphic novel, but I'm very pumped to read this one. Then I picked up the Deadly Class bind-up that consists of comic books 1 through 6 in the Deadly Class comic book series. I've talked about this comic book series before on my channel, and I was originally just going to be buying all the comic books separately, and then I saw the bind-up and I just had to have it, so I picked it up. The Deadly Class series is about this high school that trains assassins. It's action-packed, the colors throughout the graphic novel are super vibrant, and the overall movement of images throughout this graphic novel is just really unique and original, and I really like that about it. Then I picked up 2 graphic novels written by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by P. Craig Russell, and the first one is Coraline, and then I picked up The Graveyard Book. I will admit I'm not a huge fan of P. Craig Russell's art style. To me it just kind of feels a little bit basic, but I still enjoy both of these stories, and it was interesting seeing these be turned into graphic novels because if you don't know, which I would be surprised if you didn't know, these are just graphic novels that have been adapted from Neil Gaiman's books. So this is adapted from The Graveyard Book, and this is adapted from the book Coraline. Something that I did enjoy about The Graveyard Book though is that P. Craig Russell brought in all these different artists to collaborate on it, and it just really added a unique style to this book and gave a bunch of different perspectives, and I kind of like that. And then I picked up In Real Life by Cory Doctorow and Jen Wang, and I freaking loved this graphic novel so much. Like, it's nothing groundbreaking, the concept of the story is not that original or anything, but I just loved it so much, and I think part of the reason why I loved it is because the art style is just so beautiful, so freaking beautiful. I loved it so much. The images are so colorful and vibrant, and the story was simple, but it was still deep at the same time, so I really enjoyed this graphic novel. Basically, it's about this girl who joins this online virtual world, and she becomes friends with somebody who is doing something illegal within the game, and so the main character is just struggling to know what to do exactly, whether she should do what's right or what's wrong. Ooh, the struggle is real. Then I found myself at Barnes & Noble one day in the middle grade section, and I came across Amulet Volume 2, and I read the first volume back in like July, I think, and so I just really want to get back into this series because it is just fantastic. And so when I saw this, I picked it up, and I just had to have it. So this is Amulet Volume 2, The Stonekeeper's Curse. Ooh. So after I picked up Amulet, I just kind of browsed around, and this cover caught my attention. And this is the graphic novel City of Light, City of Dark, story by Avi, illustrated by Brian Floca, I think that's how you pronounce it. And I didn't know anything about this when I picked it up. I just picked it up and I was like, you know what, this cover looks beautiful, so I'm going to take it home with me today. So when I got home, I did read up on what this story was all about. And this story has been done before. It's nothing new, nothing original, but it still sounded really intriguing, so I'm really glad that I picked it up. Basically, this is about 2 kids who are attempting to save their city after a man comes into power and just wants to take control of everything. And these kids are not gonna have it, so they go up against his power and try to take him down. I really like the art style in this book too because it's black and white, and it's also just very sketchy, and it just feels very raw and nice and interesting, so I'm glad that I ended up picking this one up. Then I picked up Anyas Ghost by Vera Bruskel. This graphic novel is about a girl named Anya who just feels like an outcast at her school. She just doesn't feel welcome at all, and so one day she's walking down the street and she falls into a well and comes upon a ghost, and she befriends this ghost, which she ends up regretting after a certain thing begins to happen. But I'm not gonna spoil you, ain't gonna spoil ya. Nope. I've already read this graphic novel and I really enjoyed it. It's got this very nice color tone throughout it. We've got this blue, gray, black, white color tone going on, and I really liked that about it. The story, again, is nothing original, but it's still really interesting, and there was a nice plot twist to this book, and I really liked it. So one day I went to Books A Million with my aunt and I was just browsing the manga section because I really haven't read much manga this year. I kind of fell out of that, but I want to get back into it and I want to finish off some series that I have on my shelves. And so I saw Bakuman and my aunt actually bought this for me. This is volume 6 in the series. And then when I got home, I got on Amazon and I noticed that all the Bakuman novels were like $5, which is a big deal because usually one volume of manga can be like $10 to $15, I'd say. So seeing that it was only $5, I picked up a few more volumes of Bakuman. So I picked up volume 7, volume 8, volume 9, volume 10, and volume 11. If you don't know what Bakuman is about, it's about these two boys who come together to create a manga together, and they want to be very successful in the manga business, and so they work really hard. And something that I love about this manga series is that it's just very motivating, and it's really nice to just see these characters who are just very hardworking, and it's very inspiring. I know that that sounds silly, but it's very inspiring. And also the characters within this story are just hilarious and quirky and wonderful. And so I'm really looking forward to diving back into this manga series. Yes, it's gonna be a grand old time. And then while I was browsing Amazon, I picked up this random book called 101 Uses of a Dead Kindle. And I don't know why, but I just had to have it in that moment. I was like, that would be hilarious. And it is really funny. It's a really funny book. And it's just full of illustrations of what to do with the dead Kindle. So I thought it was fun, so I picked it up and I really enjoyed it. And then I picked up the manga Durarara, which is, yes, the actual name, Durarara. It's really fun to say. I don't know too much about this manga series. I've just been wanting to really get back into manga and just read all sorts of different kinds of manga. I think it's about this group of kids called the Yellow Scarves who come together to take down gangs within their town or something like that. But I've been really wanting to get into another manga series, even though I have several series that are unfinished on my shelf. But I had heard nothing about this manga series, and so I picked it up and I'm really looking forward to getting into this one. So those are all the graphic novels and mangas that I have picked up this month. You guys should let me know down below if you have any graphic novel or manga recommendations, because I definitely need more recommendations. I'm kind of new to the whole graphic novel and manga world, but I definitely want to read more mangas and graphic novels. So hit me up with your recommendations in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Later. Whoa, okay. The first graphic novel I picked up is The Wrenchies by Farrell Dalrymple. The first graphic novel I picked up is The Wrenchies by Farrell Dalrymple. Oh my gosh. I've talked about this comic book series. The class series is about, it's about... Then I got 2 graphic novels written by Neil Gaiman and adapted. Then I picked up 2, because I'm... Loud cars. So, and also the characters in this